Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position and not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
And this shot downfield on second down is brought in. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They've needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
And it looked like he got the feet down, did he? Yes, it's a catch. A big play there for Minnesota. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Cousins gives way to Cook. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Second down, they go right back to Cook. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2. They go play action. Cousins. And he'll be hit as he releases it, but that'll fall incomplete.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
Now Cousins on 4th down. Toward the pylon, caught. And the Vikings are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Both sides were holding their breath there on that 4th down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the 1st down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard.
And he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. Kirk Cousins hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings are able to make this a close game again. Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Taken at the goal line. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive.
That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Carolina. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Panthers strike quickly here for 6 points. And we didn't even get a chance to settle in for that drive. A quick strike of 75 yards, and they find the end zone.
Don't you get the sense that film study was behind this one, that they saw something that they thought they could take advantage of? The key is calling it in the right situation. Knowing when it exists to go to it, they did exactly that. They've got to feel really good about what they did in advance of this game.
Just looking down at the sideline now, their defense is like, man, can you have strung that out just a few plays? Give us a break. Back out there.
Hey, man, get that water break and get on out there and play.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. in the midst of, well, let's just say a not-so-rosy losing streak. They've got the open week, though, coming up next weekend, so you have to figure this to be a game that they dearly love to have.
Oh, indeed. They have to have this one because that's something positive to take with you when you go away for a few days, and it actually releases your mind. If they lose this one, that mind stays cluttered the entire time they're away, and they've got to scramble to get back in sync when they start playing again.
He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. So, Charles, defensively here, you're going up against a veteran quarterback. He's got a lot of know-how, a ton of savvy, but a guy who's not the most mobile of quarterbacks. What's the plan of attack?
You spend all week pumping up your defensive front. Your defensive tackles, your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that go after the quarterback the most, because you know that he's not going to run and beat you consistently throughout the game. You can rush more aggressively off the edge and even up the middle, because even if he evades you, he's not going to go very far. You have a lot more confidence going after him in the pocket.
And now the throw here is incomplete, and with that, we come to the end of the first quarter of play. A pretty wild first quarter, 21-7, our score. On play action, Cousins. Open man here is Conklin, and he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A big play there on the catch and run. First down, here's the run with Cook. A strong broken tackle on that one. And then they get him to the ground just shy of the 15. 3 yards remain for second down. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. Off the play fake, Cousins. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Panthers. The 40. 20. 10. And he takes it into the end zone. It's a fumble recovery and a touchdown for the Panthers. Gonzalez now to add the extra point. He knocks it through. It's 28-7. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And that last possession, really a gut punch. You seemingly had it working. You were in the midst of a very strong drive, then suddenly the fumble, and you're watching the back of a defender's jersey as he brings it all the way in the other direction.
There's not much more I can add to that. I thought you summarized it perfectly, partner. You just got to regroup and start putting another drive together. That's all you can do.
51 yards on the ground for him so far. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Cousins now. That is caught by Thielen. And they've got it well across midfield, down to the 40 before it's all said and done.
And, partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. And he's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
Now left side on the swing pass. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down. Play fake. Cousins. And he will find his man on the outside. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
Cousins again. Middle of the field to Jefferson. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
And Viking fans spent plenty of time wondering how they were going to replace Stephon Diggs when he left for Buffalo. But I think most would agree now that Justin Jefferson was the best rookie receiver in football last year. 88 catches for an even 1,400 yards. I would say the numbers don't lie.
Play action now. Cousins. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Cook. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. Call it a loss of 2 there on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. Joseph's got it. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer. Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them. Here's Smith to return it. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, we'll see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again. And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. I mean, that's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust. Back to the air, Newton on 2nd down. And that is incomplete. Nearly intercepted. The free safety couldn't quite get his hands around it, and it brings up 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Now it's Newton. That'll be caught by Anderson. Touchdown, Carolina! I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving. Gonzalez good on the extra point, and a rout is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And this will be a touchback. That sails over the end line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive. And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity. And Cook has it left side. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Flushed out right. It's complete to Cook. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
That's a big gainer on that play, and from experience, I can tell you, that's where defensive backs will come into the huddle and say, guys, how about some pass rush? But you're going to say it nicely because those big guys up front, they don't like being criticized very much. Quarterbacks in this league, you know they'll pick you apart if you give them time like that to find receivers downfield.
And now this throw incomplete, and that is how this first half will come to an end. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. And they will not get a chance to turn this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of the first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely. But you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
There's a nice pickup right there. And after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
A gain of 3, second down. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long. But a nice throw there for a good gain and a first down.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23. I certainly know that I, for one, would not like to be on the other end of a tackle when this guy's coming at you full speed from a strong safety spot. Boy, that was a nice play. On 2nd and 9, Mond. And it'll be intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it. And the Panthers are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They had the big halftime lead. Their defense just helped them out further by forcing the turnover, so things are starting to look pretty rosy.
They certainly are, but they've got to be careful about getting complacent, though. They still need to go out and run their offense efficiently.
A big play that time through the air. 33 yards. First down, Walker. That caught by Trimble. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. So this, Charles, on paper at least, not the most even of matchups. Polar opposite, really. I mean, on one sideline, you got the hottest team in the league, still unbeaten, and on the other side, a winless squad.
And that's why I owe you, and I owe you big, because you did email me this week to remember any given Sunday. That was a phrase you typed to me, and that's what we have to remember in this ball game. It resounds when you think about it. unbeaten versus winless, any given Sunday, anything can happen in this league.
And they'll run on first down with Hubbard. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Right back to Hubbard. He will push his way down to about the 14. Calling a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes.
And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Christian McCaffrey. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Panthers just continue to pour it on. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And the lead will swell by 1 more. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know what, a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Lets it fly for Thielen.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted.
Picked up by Justin Burris. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. Well, they definitely figured out something defensively at halftime, Charles. That's now 2 drives and 2 interceptions here in this 3rd quarter.
And I think the easy thing for us to say is, boy, they made an adjustment, didn't they? Or they showed him something different. I'm not so sure it's that as much as maybe he's just been impatient and forced the ball a little bit. In any event, as you noted, back-to-back interceptions thrown.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Another run, this time McCaffrey. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hubbard. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. First down. Hubbard. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll toss this right side to Hubbard. And he stopped immediately there. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10.
When you try to create space for your running back, the first thought is how physical is the offensive line. Sometimes it's just positioning. On that play, it didn't matter about positioning or being physical. The defensive front, they out-leveraged them and won the battle.
And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be fourth down. And Gonzalez out now to try the Panther field goal. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Gonzalez's kick is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx it.
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. And from the 25, they worked this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for second down.
On second down, it's Cook again.
Cook with a first down and much more as he'll get this one up to the 44-yard line.
74 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times.
And that's why Dalvin Cook is the Minnesota Vikings featured back. You put the ball in his hands, good things happen. Second in the NFL last year in rushing with 1,557 yards, and that's now back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons with 30 combined total touchdowns. What a player is Dalvin Cook.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Bond going to throw it.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Second and 10. Back to the air, Mond.
And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
I think this one offensively, this is one where you just say, let's move on. Let's not even watch the game tapes from this one.
Yeah, you might just want to throw it in the trash, act like it was never there in the first place.
Yeah, just say we're good. I actually have heard of a coach in the past who took his team out to the practice field and ceremonially buried the game films from the prior game when they got clobbered. That was his way of putting it behind him.
And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. And maybe they were coming with a blitz that time, and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it, you know that they saw it. Might have been a little discussion down there. Bad guys coming, pick them up, pick them up. And someone jumped.
Here's Jordan Berry now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Panthers will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Hubbard.
And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Off the play fake, Walker.
Escaping the pressure right. He's got a first down past the 30. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds.
There was a whole lot of open space out in front of him, wasn't it? I'm telling you, Brandon, when things are going right, they are going right.
And everything has been going their way for the most part. I saw that lane start to develop. Boom. He took advantage of it. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Play action now. Walker. Yeah, he'll find Hall. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Walker now to throw on 1st down. Eluding the pressure right. And the ball is knocked out. And the Vikings pick up the football. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. And that play just looked a little helter-skelter from the start. But that's the risk as a quarterback. Once you take off with that football, you might fumble it, and he did.
And he was going for the reward, which is gaining yardage, breaking down a defense. But you're right about the risk. Always.
Now Cook hit, and he lost the football. And he's got some space here.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
It's an afternoon to forget, absolutely. So now, just like that, things change dramatically. It's 1st and goal. And they'll indeed take a knee. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd and goal now as they look to add a few more points here onto their total. And they will take a knee here. And now can they reverse the trend on 3rd and goal with the last 2 plays having gone backwards? And they take a knee. And on 4th down, they come up and take the knee. So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the 4th, but they didn't get it.
Guaranteed, it's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there. And I know if we go to the postgame press conferences, the winning coach, you know what he's going to say, why he did it? We need the points, okay? Because you never know at the end of the year if points are going to come into the tiebreaker if we're trying to get into the playoffs. That's always the standard justification.
2nd and 16. On the toss, Madison. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. One final shot. They'll look to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Jeremy Chin picks it off. And the Panthers come up with a late turnover. And it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. The Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator,